The Conference League playoff is coming up and we don't know too much about this team, but because of that, that doesn't mean we should underestimate them.
Penalty to Rangers.
Rangers have finally got a win under Derek McInnes, and it was a pretty convincing one, but now comes a much bigger test. Jablonec are standing between Rangers and the Conference League proper, and if anybody thinks this is going to be an easy couple of games, I really don't think it will be. This is a team that's already won 2 European ties this season, so what exactly should Rangers expect? Jablonec are from the Czech Republic, and while they're obviously not one of the massive names like Sparta Prague or Slavia Prague, they're a very experienced top flight team, and they've started this season really well. Heading into last weekend, they'd won 6 competitive games in a row. That included beating Varaždin 2-0 at home to overturn a first leg defeat, and then beating RFS 2-0 at home and 2-1 away. So confidence definitely isn't going to be a problem for them. The interesting thing about Jablonec is how they set themselves up. Their manager, Luboš Kozo, likes playing with 3 centre-backs. We've seen a 3-4-3, and we've also seen something closer to a 3-5-1-1. When they don't have the ball, that can obviously become a back 5, which immediately tells you what Rangers could be dealing with at Ibrox. There's potentially going to be a lot of bodies between us and their goal, but I wouldn't describe them as some basic defensive team that's just going to launch the ball up the park. Kozo wants them playing out from the goalkeeper. He wants them comfortable on the ball, building through the defenders and getting the wing backs involved. That could actually suit Rangers if we get the press right. If we let them knock the ball around comfortably, they'll settle into the game. We need to make that first pass difficult from the very beginning. They've also got a few players Rangers need to be aware of. Jan Kramosta is 35 now, but he scored 10 league goals last season and he's got loads of experience. Sebastian Nebula is another one. He plays in midfield but gets himself into attacking positions, and he scored in the second leg against RFS. Lamanjawo gives them a completely different problem up front as well. He's a proper focal point who can occupy defenders and give their midfield somebody to play off. One thing that really stands out with Jablonec is that they don't seem to panic when a tie goes against them. They lost 3-2 away to Varaždin in the first leg. They went home and won 2-0. Then against RFS, they won the first game 2-0. Travelled to Latvia with a lead and still went out and won the second game 2-1. So Rangers can't expect them to suddenly collapse if we score first. The biggest area Rangers can exploit is out wide. With Jablonec using wing backs, there's space to attack when those players get caught higher up the pitch, and that makes players like Curtis incredibly important. I want somebody willing to actually take a defender on, get them turning towards their own goal, make their outside centre backs come wider than they want to. That's when gaps should start appearing through the middle. The other thing Rangers absolutely can't do is spend 10 minutes passing the ball sideways in front of their back 5. We've seen enough of that over the years. Move it quickly, switch the play, get somebody running beyond the striker. If Jablonec get everybody set behind the ball, they'll probably be quite comfortable. The 5-1 win against St Mirren showed Rangers can play with a bit more pace and aggression. We need exactly the same attitude here. I'd also keep Chukwani involved. I thought he quietly controlled the midfield at the weekend, and this is the kind of game where that could be really important. Jablonec will try to play through midfield when they get the opportunity, so we need somebody protecting the defence and stopping those attacks before they develop. And if James Penrice gets registered in time, I'd absolutely be looking to use him again. He gave Rangers a completely different energy down that left-hand side. Defensively though, Rangers still worry me. 5 goals against St Mirren doesn't suddenly erase everything we saw in the previous 4 games. Jablonec have scored in every competitive game they've played so far. They don't need 20 chances, so concentration has to be much better. No stupid passes across our own box, no defenders switching off at crosses, and definitely no cheap goals from set pieces. The fact the first game is at home makes this even more important. Jablonec have already won both of their European home games this season, 2-0, so I really don't want Rangers travelling to the Czech Republic needing to win. This is the game where we need to build the advantage, and I don't mean going mental chasing 4 goals. Be aggressive, control the match, but make sure we're taking something substantial over there. A 2-goal lead would completely change that that second leg. I think Rangers should win this game. Player for player, I think we're better. But Jablonec look organised, they're confident, they know exactly how they want to play, and they've already shown they can handle European knockout football. So this absolutely isn't a formality. Play with the same energy we showed against St Mirren, press them properly and attack the spaces around that back three, and Rangers should have enough. But if we go back to that slow, nervous football we've already seen this season, Jablonec are more than capable of punishing us.